Okay, good evening. Welcome to another Sports View. This is a production of Women Love Sports Too. And first, we're going to go around our virtual table and introduce ourselves. My name is Marilyn, and I'm a Ravens fan from day one. Sonny?
I'm Sani, and I've been watching the Washington Commanders since I was 7 years old. We won't say how long ago that was.
Marquez?
Hey, boy, oh boy, it's good to be back. My name's Truscood. Hey, I'm a Green Bay Packer. Look, tonight I have to do it as always. Bring in the good old gold
Yeah,
with
man.
me and this good old thing of cheese. We're going to the Super Bowl, guys.
Felicia?
My name's Talisha, and I'm from LA. So whoever wants to be in LA, whether it be whoever wants to be in LA, that's who I'm rooting for. So I'm this LA team.
Okay, great. Now we're going to start off the hottest football story of the week. Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes. Amazing upset in the first game on Saturday. Deion says they were underrated because of race-related issues, black coaches, black players. He was coming from an HBCU. Do you think that Deion's success at Colorado will lead to more black coaches in the NFL? We only have 3 black coaches on 32 teams in the NFL. Sonny, what do you think?
I hope so. I mean, it's good that it's Deion Sanders because he's not afraid to say what he thinks and put it out there and be confident about it. And maybe that'll shake up some of these teams to take a harder look at some of these black coaches that are wanting to move up into the NFL.
Marquez?
Yeah, well, look, Dion has been making the path for his own, and not only that with black coaches. And like you said, we only have 3 in the league. And I mean, Mike Tomlin, boy oh boy, the track record that he has and he presented with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we'll see how successful they'll be this year. But I truly think, I mean, the league got that Rooney Rule still in effect, where they'll bring a lot of guys in and interview, and we're not over that sad shadowed time yet, where we're going to still give the man the position over a black man in America. And that's a lot of roles. But in football, they're like, oh, we can't do it. Yeah, we can. But they're going to start giving us those assistant coach roles. But start giving those guys the head coach role and see where your team turns around. So I think it will change. Change will come soon.
Felicia?
I mean, I want to say change is gonna come, but you may go from 3 to a whopping 4. I mean, I'm not. I wanna believe it. I wanna believe it, but I'm not. Nah.
The things that Deion said why they didn't believe in them. They also probably didn't really believe in them because he basically told the former football players for the University of Colorado to go into the transfer portal, like straight up. I never heard anybody say that blatantly. They'll just like go away. We're gonna bring some other people in. I've never seen them do that at the college level. So he was talking a lot of stuff, but it's Neon Deion. That's his thing, and he backs it up. He backs it up.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there because most coaches in college football right now, look at Clemson. They got their behind, I want to say other words, handed to them by Duke the other night. And we know what Clemson's all about. They're ranked. And we see what ranked teams versus no rank, what they did over the weekend. Like I said, one team 83-7. You go check the record books and see what that team was. But I mean, in the sense of that, think about Clemson don't believe in going into the portal and see what success they're going to have this year. They're going to go sit in somebody's living room, hand claps to them. All honesty, I love it. But that's the traditional route. Now you have these portals. And Dion, I mean, he has guys literally going over to his son Shador, like, hey, can I come play for your dad? Like, I mean, after you get your butt handed to you. So, I mean, we'll see that. We'll see what happens there.
Okay. Now, Deion, he's not doing things the traditional way that colleges have done it. Do you think he's going to rewrite the book, or is it just this is working because it's Deion?
I think it's truly all Dion. I mean, you got certain areas of sports where it's just that player or that coach or that owner or however. But it's Dion. Think about Dion's track record, not only from being a coach, but an athlete. He's one of the only athletes to go from a major league game and play baseball, and then the same night go over and go play in the pros and run back the ball. I mean, that's just one thing to the next. And now that's kind of his like generational wealth that he come up. And I hope his son Shador comes up in the ranks with him, because I mean the kid's over here throwing 510 yards. My God. I'm like, what else you got to do to prove that you're elite class, just like your dad?
Travis Hunter too. Travis Hunter, he's playing wide receiver and defensive back. Why are they working him so hard? I mean, he's just, you know what I'm saying? Why, come on, you got all these players. You got other players. Why is he working so hard? And he's killing it on both sides, you know? So, him too.
Dion, like I said, he is iconic. I mean, I was just thinking about other sports figures that are at that level. I thought about like Muhammad Ali. Who else is an icon like Dion in sports?
I mean, I got to give it to Michael Jordan. I mean, giving it to that guy, I mean, this man plays with the flu and scores over 40 points in the finals game. I mean, not only that, have so many rings and then get compared to LeBron James. That's a whole nother conversation. I mean, then you got other guys, Hank Aaron, those guys that played through baseball, which that was a total different beast to some of our actual sports. When you go out in the norm and go to a sport that's predominantly like a white sport at that time, which then we got Dominicans and different sorts going into baseball, making it colored. But as far as us, that's not so often there. And so when you go there and play with somebody that might not like you, you kind of smack them in the mouth and keep going, and now you're making history.
I also thought like Tiger Woods, after coming back after that injury. I mean, who else has done something like that in golf?
We're talking about the injury or with the.
Well, you know, he has.
Okay, he's talking about the actual injury. Okay, I'm just making sure.
Or this injury.
the car accident.
Okay.
That's funny.
That's funny.
But I mean, it's fun. He makes it really fun to watch. It's a great story. Everybody loves an underdog. I can't wait until the next episode. It's like I'm watching a drama. I can't wait to see what's going to happen.
Dion's gonna give you a show. You know that.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a show.
Do you think they'll get a bid for a bowl game?
I don't know. It's too soon to say. Can't go by one game.
Look, their schedule, they might even come out even. As you look at their schedule, I mean, me and the guys were talking about that in the off shop and barbershop conversations. I'm like, they win one game and everybody writes them off that they're going to go to the bowl and win. Hey, look, you won by a field goal. I mean, take that for what it is, for what it's worth.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see. They're playing Nebraska this week. Okay, now let's move on. Speaking of underdogs, the Commanders.
My team.
Really, things are looking up for the Commanders. Sonny, what do you think? We got a new owners. We got Magic Johnson among the ownership. The Commanders are going to have a big pep rally in DC this week. They're looking good. What do you think?
You know, so I've been watching the Commanders through thick and thin. I was at the stadium when they were heading to the Super Bowl, and I was at the stadium when they weren't heading to the Super Bowl. And so, you know, we always go into the season positive, but I think people are extra excited with the new ownership, the new quarterback. You know, we've got Eric, I can't ever say his name, Benamy, is that how you say his name, from Kansas City? I watched that game against the Ravens, and the commentators were like, "Man, that looks like the Chiefs format." You know, so I think we always go in positive. We always think we win one game, we go into the Super Bowl. So I guess we like Colorado that way. But we'll see what happens. But I think everybody thinks it's promising. What I like about the new owners is that several of them are from the DMV, the Maryland, DC, Virginia area. And I like the fact that there's a personal connection. It's not just all about the money. And I know we talked about Magic Johnson, but there's actually a second minority owner as well who's Black. Let me see. I got his name written down here. Oh, Eric Holloman. He's president of an insurance company. He's also heads up Magic Johnson Enterprises. So when I was looking up names, they're like, "Hey, hey, Eric, hey."
Look, I like the Commanders. I don't even know what their name is. Commanders. What are they with the other names they've been? They got so many. I thought I'd get tripped
Commodore.
up. Well, oh
I
yeah.
call them the Commodores. I know. When I'm being mean, I say the Commodores. But I'll be respectful now that we got new owners, So,
Look, they might be changing back to the Redskins. We don't know what's going on. I will say
yeah.
this: you do start out on the positive note at every team, but you're out with Chase Young, already injury bound going into the season. That's a defensive woe. And then we're going to go into the conversation of they play the Cardinals week 1, and ladies, if you don't know, the Cardinals are out 2 of their quarterbacks. Not only is Kyler Murray not going to be there, but what's his name? Colt McCoy, the long-term former Redskin.
Former, yeah.
He's going to be out of the game, which he's not even playing with them no longer. So they're going to play a third-string QB. I hope the Commanders, whatever their name is, no names, they can pull out a game. They got one of the weakest schedules in the NFLs this year, but boy, oh boy, I like the new owners. That'll put a spark to it. You'll sell out the arena. But what's the deal of losing all your games and have a packed house? I'm just saying. I don't understand.
Well, we'll
Okay. What do you think, Talisha?
I think I'm going to give them a chance. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. We'll give them a chance. We'll give them a chance. You throw a little magic in there. I got that connection. You give me that LA connection. I got to give them give them a chance. So we'll see.
Okay. All right. So this is week 1 of the NFL season. Thursday night kickoff: Lions versus the Chiefs. I just saw that Travis Kelce may be out with an injury.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Patrick Mahomes, can he pull it through over the Lions? Were looking good last year.
Were they?
Oh.
Were they though? I mean, they were better than past years.
Yes,
but,
much better than past years.
Yeah, they did better than past years. So.
I mean, I give credit where it's due. I mean, they're going to give a fight. That's going to be the first quarter of action where we're going to probably see like a 3-7 and the ratio. But I will say, boy, oh boy, that bad man in Patrick Mahomes, once he gets warmed up, tell me, this kid wanted to play in the preseason. Damn it, Aaron Rodgers hasn't played in the preseason in the last 10 years. And he just started coming out the cobwebs. But you got Patrick Mahomes coming out of nowhere saying, oh, I like the hits. I want to get warmed up. He almost got his head taken off in game 3 of the preseason. But, I mean, don't get me wrong. Jared Goff's over there with the Lions. They put us out the playoffs last year, but Aaron Rodgers didn't want to be there in Green Bay. But, I mean, I think the Chiefs, after the third quarter, we might be what they say, changing the channel for a more competitive game. That's what's going to be happening. And it ain't going to be no more games. There's going to be soap opera on because we can't watch football because this landslide is going to happen.
It's even worse when the network changes games to more exciting games. Oh my God, that happened like a couple times watching Commanders. We actually went to somebody's house one time to watch the Commanders and Eagles, and they switched to a different game. We're like, dang, that's bad.
So you mentioned Aaron Rodgers. He's looking pretty good. People are thinking they got the Jets of old like they had with Joe Namath. What do you think, Sonny?
Aaron Rodgers is near the end of his career, so I know he's trying to pull a Tom Brady, and he might. I don't know. He's not Tom Brady, but he's pretty good. So I don't know. I mean, I think probably win, but we'll see how it goes with Aaron. We'll see.
And Talisha?
I don't know. I mean, the older you get, the older you get. This is football, so. I mean, he may be Aaron Rodgers, but the older you get, the older you get.
Okay. Also on Sunday, we have America's team, the Cowboys versus the Giants.
Look, this couldn't even be a conversation. I don't even know why they got this on prime time. We got the Cowboys playing in New York. Did they lose twice in the most heated season that they had? I mean, I will say this. Dak Prescott has something to prove because guess what? Your owner says, I don't give I can't even say the other word, but I don't care. I'm going to go get Trey Lance and I'm going to sit behind you. Week 4, hey, Dak Prescott might be benched if he throws too many more interceptions. I mean, for the Giants, they got something going. It's going to be an interesting game because it's two losers. But hey, I mean, they'll fight for the top of their own division. May not even make the playoffs, but it'll be a great game to watch for the betterment of the game.
Yeah.
What do you think,
Yeah.
Sonny?
I don't know if I've ever rooted for the Cowboys. I don't care how good they are, who they're playing. So I'm gonna root for the Giants, but the Cowboys had a bit of a better record last year, so we'll see what happens. I think it's gonna be Cowboys.
Alicia?
I've never been a Cowboys fan, or known Cowboys fans, so I can't.
Are you a Cowboy hater?
I'm not a hater, but I've known haters. I've known adamant haters.
Yeah. I enjoy talking trash to the Cowboy fans. I'll talk trash in a minute. So I don't care. Even if we're losing, I'll talk to you. So.
Okay, also Eagles at the Patriots. Let's go around and see what you think.
Hey, this game, I'm going to be honest with you. The Eagles are a very hot team, but they seem to die out in the playoffs. We got to make it through a whole season. I mean, I like the Eagles. I like Jalen Hurts and what he got going on over there. I mean, that tight end they got in Goddard, boy, oh boy, he's amazing. And then you talk about not only that, the Patriots, they're that stunner team that you got Bill Belichick, you got Mac Jones. And then not only do that, Cowboy fans, I hate you, but Ezekiel Elliott, boy, oh boy, he's out there and he's a great goal line threat. I can see this game get really interesting because the Eagles have some trips in the court, or I would say holes in the nest. And I think the Patriots might slip away with this one in the first game.
Alicia, what do you think?
I like, as a bird, I like the Eagles. That reminds me of high school. You know, we were the Eagles. So I think based on that, I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
That's a good reason. Because they birds. I think that's an excellent
What do you
reason.
think, Sonny? What do you think?
I think it's going to be Eagles, but I'm a little biased because when I'm not rooting for the Commodores, excuse me, I said it already, didn't I? The Commanders, the Eagles is my next team. So, so I think it's going to be Eagles, but it may be a close game. So looking forward to seeing it.
Well, as a Ravens fan, of course, I'm supporting whoever beats the Steelers. That's just my opinion.
There you go.
Perfect.
Okay. And so the 49ers are playing the Steelers. What do you guys think?
Ooh. Oh my. This game, I have discussed this with many outside conversations, one-on-one or group, depending on where you want to go. And you can catch me on Good Got Your Entertainment on Thursdays. We're going to talk about this as well. The 49ers, they're a stacked team, but what happens when a stacked team don't have a quarterback in Brock Purdy? I mean, Mr. Irrelevant, he was good during the 4-game stint, but I would say they do have Deebo Samuel. He's a dual threat at a running back. He's like a flex player. But then you turn over to those Steelers. Did anybody watch them in the preseason? I mean, Pickett to Pickens. I mean, Johnson. Then I got to shout out Virginia State University. I'm a double alumni. This boy, man, Darius Higgins is actually a second string QB. I mean, not QB, running back, excuse me, on the roster of the Steelers. That's kudos to 2 HBCU alumni from Virginia State come out and play in the pros. And that's right there alone. Trent Cannon is one of them playing in the league right now for the 49ers. But, I mean, I think the Steelers come out hot on this. I think the Steelers come out, smack them in the mouth. They send 49ers back to the West Coast.
Uh-oh. Okay. Well, hopefully that won't happen. But
You know I'm representing the West Side, so I got to go with the 49ers on this one.
Okay, moving on from football to track and field. Did you guys catch Sha'Carri Richardson at the World Athletics Championship in the 100 meters?
I like that. I like that's enough said. We don't have to say anything about it. I mean, you can just leave it there. I mean, I do like how they disrespected her when she first went out there, and they made the whole weed conversation like it was something like not 90% of America smokes weed, and you can't grow it in your backyard. I mean, in some states you can walk down the street and pass it to a cop in his window, but then they make it seem like, oh, it's weed at the Olympics. I'm like, those people are doing way more worse drugs than that. But I mean, I'm glad for her. I'm glad she made a recovery and able to shine bright like a diamond, as Beyonce would say, and do better. I hope she continues to shine bright in the Olympics.
I like how she had the hair change. It's like, hold on. Oh, you thought this was my hair for the race? Hold on. You thought this was my hair for the race?
You gotta pull it off, Keisha. Pull it off.
This is my hair for the race.
Well, a lot of people had been talking about the fact that Jamaicans had kind of outshined Americans in track and field. So is this a signal that Americans are going to make a comeback?
Jamaica's so good. I'm sorry. I know we talked about. I've talked about this before. It's like rooting for Jamaicans is like rooting for you as far as I'm concerned. They kind of like 1-1. I think we're satisfied when they win. But I hear what you're saying. I was looking at the medal count, and I think U.S. had the most, like 26 or 29 medals. The second, Jamaica was second. There's a little island. That means everybody in the island was at the competition. It's only that big. So I don't know. They're good. Jamaica's good.
I'm half Jamaican, so it's like I can't lose.
Look, I gotta agree with the ladies here. I mean, once you see Jamaicans win, it's just like it's our own. I mean, like any other sport, you see baseball, you see the Puerto Rican or Dominicans, it's like, oh, that's us. And then how many people growing up said David Ortiz was one of us? And then we're like, oh no, he's actually foreign. I'm like, yeah, you didn't know that? You didn't hear the accent? But you're happy because a person of color is winning. And that's what we love to see, because they dominate history, or they turn the figure book around and they don't give us the props that we deserve. So when we finally get it, it's rightfully ours. Every season is Black History Month for me, because I mean, we always breaking history.
Well, I love her. I think another icon in the making. Mm-hmm. Now, moving from track and field to tennis, Coco Gauff, for the first time going to the semifinals in the U.S. Open. But she's had a rough go of it. Did you guys see that when she was playing the woman who decided she would just take her time and not follow the rules?
Go sit down for a while.
Coco was ready to serve, and she's going to the ref saying, hey, the rule is when the server is ready, you have to be ready. The other player has to be ready to play. And the other woman was just like, taking her time. I mean, what is it? Didn't they learn anything from Venus and Serena and all the drama they had to go through? Or is tennis just not ready to change?
I don't know. Who knows?
Tennis.
Just when they have us young Black girls, they just think they can just do whatever, and we just gonna take it. And they don't know. We not to be messed with. They're gonna mess around and find out.
Well, they must be really mad, because we got African Americans, several in the quarterfinals, male and female, and also going to the semifinals. I know we've got Tiafoe, he's in quarterfinals. I don't know if he played yet or not. And Shelton. Yeah, Madison Keys. So, we're representing.
Yeah, and I mean, I like that. We were representing, and I think once Venus hung up the cleats or hung up her racket, they were like, "Oh my goodness, here's another one." That's what they're saying in their brain, and they were clapping because they were like, "Oh yes, she's left, so we don't have to worry about her coming back again." But then guess what? You
mean Serena?
Oh, Serena. Well, yes, yeah. Serena, and I think that's the. And thank you for that, Serena. I think as she hung up that racket, they were like, "Oh, thank God, they're gone." And then they look back, open the door, they're like, okay, and they're not ready for us. Certain sports are still not ready for us. And you look at that not only in tennis, you look at hockey. They're another sport as well that just not ready for us. So when we get somebody there, they're trying to find every way. Oh, let me take a time out because I need a water break. You better go and exercise on your off day. This is not no practice. You're in the game. What you gonna do that? What you gonna do in the finals? You're gonna sit there. Hey, hold on, guys. I know it's time. Serve it. I'll go take my water. No, honey. Go sit down and let her advance.
And then the post game press conference, she started crying. It's like she felt everybody was being mean to her.
So sad. Suck it up, Buttercup.
Really? You're the big league.
You go in your backyard and play in the off season with the machine hitting it towards you, and then you can tell the machine, "Stop, honey, I gotta go take a break. I gotta go eat dinner. I come back out." It's like,
Yep. Well, I really love watching Coco play. I mean, she's very athletic, very, very passionate about her game. You could tell she was upset, but she kept her composure. I love it. I love her dad is running around the stadium. He's like so nervous. He cannot watch the game. He's so invested in his child. I love that. I love seeing that. I think she's going to be a long time contender in this sport.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
no doubt.
Okay. Now, Shannon Sharp going to ESPN is going to be with on a different show, and it's not going to be with Skip Bayless anymore. He's going to be with what's the brother's name?
Oh, I know you talked about Stephen A. Stephen A. Smith. Yep.
Smith. But Shannon got on the show. Maybe he was a little nervous the first show, and he called Stephen A. Skip, which I thought was hilarious. And then Stephen A. filled out a name tag and put it on, which I thought was a cute way to deal with it. What do you think about this show with Shannon Sharp and Stephen A? Will either one of them get a word in edgewise? That's a lot of bravado.
That's what I was thinking. I felt crowded just thinking about them together. Like I have to watch the show like this. Oh my God.
Look, talking about that show, I mean, I think it'd do a whole lot better than Undisputed. Sticking that, was it Richard Sherman? A couple other guys are on there with Skip. Skip's not going to get a lick of words out. Dan, I mean, he's just over there. He messed himself up when he made that statement about what DeMar Hamlin months ago. Why can't they keep playing? Like, who are you? If it was Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady laying on the field, I guarantee you, say cancel the whole damn season. But if it's DeMar Hamlin, it's like, oh, we can keep playing if it's a black athlete. But I think in the meantime, for Stephen A. Smith and Shannon, it's gonna be like two uncles at a cookout, and they're gonna get your Hennessy ready, and Stephen A's gonna be having name tags all over the place.
Yes.
Playing bid whist.
You know one person I feel bad for is poor little Molly. She's not going to be able to say stop one bit. She has a hard time with Stephen A. right now, but she's going to have to say stop. She can cut the show off. They're going to run into commercial break.
I don't know. I have to see how this is going to work. I don't know if both of them on one show. That just seems like so much power in one room. I don't know. Who are your favorite broadcasters of all time?
Huh.
When you think about
Broadcast. You mean
what
like the ones that do the halftime shows where they're kind of analyzing what happened?
that, are the talk shows, are the commentators like Charles Barkley on the NBA?
Look, I am a huge fan of Stephen A. I mean, people call me Baby Stephen A. when I'm on my show. I mean, Stephen A. because he's an HBCU alumni. I got to give it to the man. He went all the way through the ranks. He went through the pushing the paper to speaking on and writing in the newspaper to now being one of the top paid analysts at ESPN and running his show. I mean, and then what's it? Barbara Walters, I believe. Her also. I gotta give her credit where it's due.
Okay,
And
so that's all for tonight. We need to wrap it up now, and I'm asking you guys to come back and see us again in 2 weeks on September 19th. We're going to be here every 2 weeks on a Tuesday. And thanks for tuning in to another Sports View. Our next show is going to be just as much fun as this one. And this again was brought to you. This is another Sports View brought to you by Women Love Sports Too. Thank you and good evening.